Taylor County is now back inside the cone. Models are still showing that this storm, the eye itself, is going to be going more towards the east than what this cone from the National Hurricane Center is predicting. Of course, it will be weakening. Land is friction and it slows these storms down. It will turn into a tropical storm as it exits the state on its way to Bermuda. Coastal areas along the entire state of Florida are either seeing hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings. It's starting to pop up just about north of Orlando at this time. North Central Florida, we are on the weak side of this system here, so we are actually looking good for a very slim risk of seeing tornadoes in our area. That's the same for water spouts. But if these tornado watches do start to creep up more to the north, we are going to have to start paying attention here. It's just going to be a flood risk compared to Helene for inland areas in North Central Florida and some decent wind gusts. We're going to be seeing constant rainfall from the storm. South Florida is getting a bit of a break right now. Not us. We've been seeing rain since the beginning of this morning. We're going to continue to see rain. We are not going to get that many significant breaks. Marion County, heavy thunderstorms will be moving in, especially into the overnight hours. Still seeing rain all the way. Some thunderstorms. A nice squall line here. Live Oak, Perry, East Coast. By the time we move into the morning hours, still seeing rain. Don't be fooled. We are still on track to see some cold temperatures across inland areas in North Central Florida. It's just the wind chill is backing off the areas not in the blue color. We are on track to see some radiational cooling, though, so atmospheric temperatures are still in the cool down, upper 20s, low 30s, but it will be not feeling cooler than what the actual atmospheric temperature is reading for the areas not in blue. If your area is in the blue, still expecting a decent wind chill. Early morning lows, 28 in Gainesville. Yes, these are not the feel-like temperatures, actual atmospheric temperatures, but it will not be feeling that much colder compared to this. Quick recap on how frost forms. Air temperature, 36 degrees. We know we're going to be seeing a lot of areas in North Central Florida lower than that. And of course, cold air is more dense, so it sinks. The ground temperature, 32 degrees. And of course, we are expecting humid conditions, completely normal when air temperature and dew point temperature tend to match up or be relatively close in number. Expecting clear skies, light winds, the humidity in the air. Our temperatures are just right, and of course the moisture on the ground. We are expecting widespread frost and even freezing conditions, the hard freeze through the overnight hours. Sunny and slightly warmer for tomorrow, and the next 7 days watching for that quick warm up into the 70s. With that direct impact with the eye, it's not the eye the most dangerous part, it's the eye wall right around it. Very strong vorticity here, very strong winds, but still, regardless, even if it shifts a little bit to the panhandle here, these rain bands, very significant, heavy rainfall for North Central Florida. It is a good thing, though, that it is very quick moving on its way out.
The community is in storm prep mode. So Danielle, really, what did you see when you went out there?
Well, when I was out there, it was a gorgeous day, the calm before the storm, really, but especially looking at that building that just caught on fire there were cleanup crews actually cleaning up the area right now. And that's very good because those winds coming into Levy County with this storm Helene, it's going to be picking up those debris, all those nails, all that wood, flying it around into other buildings, going out into the ocean there. After the storm passes, people could be walking along the beach, stepping on nails or tripping over wooden planks out in the ocean. So it's good these cleanup crews are going out now, helping to eliminate, all that debris right there and within the building itself.
Happy Friday, North Central Florida. Conditions looking absolutely amazing right now all across North Central Florida. The dry air is also moving in. It was a little bit more humid during the early morning hours, but our temperatures are still pretty cool, not into the 80s during the morning hours, so wasn't muggy at all. We are moving into the 80s for those high temperatures, and tomorrow's morning lows will be into the 60s, rather the 50s like we saw this morning. So the warm-up trend does continue. Current temperature 79 degrees in Gainesville, 78 in Ocala, 75 in Lake City. Everywhere across North Central Florida, inland areas on track to be reaching those 80s. Coastal areas on the west, coastal areas on the east, just going to be staying into those 70s. Still a few areas on the west coast into the 60s at this hour. Still, all areas will continue to be warming up for the rest of the week, and by next week, at least the middle of it, we'll be moving into the 90s for a few areas, Gainesville being one of them. We're going to be matching up with South Florida today and for the rest of the weekend. You're going to be into the 80s and the 70s depending on the time frame. South Florida always tends to take the lead in the warm temperatures at this hour, but by 4 o'clock, everywhere across the state will be matching up in terms of relatively the same temperatures, mid to the upper 80s for a few areas. We're going to be into those mid 80s and a few areas below the low 80s there. Dry air is persisting across North Central Florida, and it is going to get drier as we move into the next few hours. Currently 47% humidity in Gainesville, 50% in Ocala, and 42% in Live Oak. Now, when the temperatures do warm up, remember we're moving into the 90s next week, right, for a few areas, and we see the dew points rising, the humidity going up. Then it gets the muggy conditions. But since the temperatures are warming up and we have dry air persisting across the spring season moving into North Central Florida, it's nice and dry. Dry heat I'd rather have that, of course, than the muggy conditions. And that's when our feel-like temperatures soar past the atmospheric temperatures. That tends to happen in the early summer months. Early morning lows, 60 degrees, 62 in Ocala, 61 in Lake City, and the 60s are going to be here to stay for the next 7 days for early morning lows. No more 50s for quite some time. We're going to be watching out for the rain as well, moving across north central Florida. Cloudy conditions for Saturday, especially in the afternoon hours. You'll get some sunshine in the morning hours for Saturday, with the clouds building in the afternoon. Sunday, that's when the rain is going to be moving in. We do have a cold front advancing in the south that is not moving through north central Florida on Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday. What comes in front of those fronts? It's going to be the rainfall, and that's going to be moving across north central Florida. Winds coming in both directions here. Severe weather chances are low at this time, but we'll continue to be monitoring that. Just looks like it's just going to be a quick washout, and some of that showers and isolated thunderstorms can continue into Monday and Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon, comfortable temperatures in the evening and overnight. It is going to be mostly cloudy.